Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here coming at you guys with another wonderful video. And today I have with me Shaina Hargens. And hold on, because again, I want to make sure that I get this right. She is Chaos Taming Motivational Coach for Women. So we've got a lot to go into. Funny story, this video actually was not recording, so we're going to redo it again because we just go with it, right? Which is going to bring up some great topics. So without further ado, you know what to do. Grab your favorite drink of choice and let's get to healing. Hello, Shayna. How are you today?
I'm just absolutely fantastic.
I actually love that it brings in that chaos moment that we can totally pull off of this. We thought we were recording, we had a full-on conversation, and then turns out if you guys know me, you know technology and I don't always get along. So, Shayna, please introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
I love it. We have been here long enough that our cheeks hurt from smiling. I just noticed that. I'm like, "Ooh, this is gonna be really good."
Right?
Oh, man. So, chaos taming started actually before the word chaos came to my heart, and that is my business name, and that is the Connection Queen.
Mhm.
And as the Connection Queen, I'm connecting little dots, I'm connecting people, I'm connecting women to who they are and what they do and how they do it,
Mhm.
whether it's with themselves, with others, and with their higher power. And when chaos came into play, it was a couple years into motherhood, and I was regenerating my business and reviving it. And I thought, you know what? Chaos, that's the thing. That's the
Mhm.
thing that
Mhm.
I help these women do their thing around or with.
Mhm.
Eh,
I feel like we definitely obviously we meet with chaos almost every single day. Um and it's really funny cuz I know that I when we were talking earlier I brought up Wyoming, but it came to me you and I met at a time where chaos was big in my life. Like I don't think I ever really was ready to share like all the stories and everything that I've shared now. But Shayna was a really good friend of mine back in Wyoming. That's where we started. And then we moved away. We both moved to different places and we both became entrepreneurs and moms at the same time. And, the chaos has just been a constant thing, but I love that you went through the postpartum also. So, I'm really feeling a call towards talking about like that postpartum healing and the chaos. Like if a woman was coming to you, she's like, "I've got this postpartum. I've got this crying baby. I don't know what to do. I want to do something more." What would you do? How would you help her?
hmm. The biggest thing that comes to mind is the word fulfillment.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times in motherhood, we lose ourselves, right?
Yeah,
Like the cliche, the culture, the whatever. Like
so true.
that it's very much like,
Mhm.
but we are different now.
Mhm.
And yet fulfillment can still look and feel almost the same. Like it's
Yeah.
still fulfillment is an emotion.
Mhm.
And so when we have an understanding of our emotions, we can oh man, we're so powerful. Like we can choose.
Yeah. We
Mhm.
can. We can really choose. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Let's touch on that your coach that is a mom of three that we were just talking about that
Yes.
she's running her own business, she's doing her own thing, but she's also teaching and she's taught you how to have your daughter involved in your business. Like let's elaborate on that.
I so the thing we were the thing um so I get to be home all
Yeah.
day in the
Mhm.
middle of nowhere with my 2.5-year-old daughter. Like we need
Yeah.
to be entertained and find things to do.
Mhm.
And yet mama needs to work. She's got this vision. She's got this fulfillment that is part of like the journey with her, right?
Mhm,
And so we've kind of established, and it's been a few months. It's been a lot of practice,
mhm.
but we sit down and work.
Yeah.
And so she's got this special workbook that's like a preschool workbook where you trace the lines and all the letters and the numbers and the polka dotted fish and whatever.
Mhm,
And so she sits down and works in her special notebook while mama works.
mhm.
And I don't get to like do my beautiful writing and like my deep stuff, but I
Yes.
get to respond to that email and send
Yes.
that note or what have you, right? So I work while she works. And it's this special thing. Like she doesn't get to use her workbook any other time than at the table with me,
Yeah.
right? So it creates that kind of separation of
Mhm.
when mom's present playing on the floor with the farm or whatever.
Yeah. The farm. I have to say though, I am so jealous. I love the location where you're living. Like that is the dream right there is living out in the boonies, no neighbors, just you and your family, you know. I love it so much. But I also love that you make her a part of your business. Like she's learning so much. My daughter is chaos. Like
Yes.
she comes in and it's just all about her, right? Like, but that's the beautiful thing. Like, I've set my life up so that mom works at these times, and then come time for me to clock out, it's Everly time. There's no time for anything else, no answering emails, none of that. So I love, love, love that you're teaching her that. And then you said something about quiet time too. So you still have the quiet time.
Yes. And it's something I think quiet time will eventually replace nap time,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And so what my coach was telling me, because she's got much older children now, um, but she's saying like take take that time and say, okay, this is quiet time. You're on your bed.
Hmm.
You may have a toy, you may have a book, but you are on your bed and you are quiet,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And it's not a go to your room kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's a no, it's quiet time. This is what we do in quiet time. We are
Hmm.
quiet. And mom's going to work quietly over here and you are going to do your thing on your bed quietly. If you want that toy, you can go get it, but you're on your bed,
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of that aspiration that I have is okay, that's kind of next. So
And that fits for you guys. Like I think that's amazing. Like I teach Everly meditation and you teach her just quiet time. Like this is quiet time. This is working. So I love that. I love that. You're teaching so many wonderful things.
and
So
so are you.
how huh?
So are you.
So what makes the chaos cycle feel impossible to get out of? I love that question.
Oh man. Um it's that glimpse of light, that glimpse of hope,
Mhm.
right? Like, oh, there is life out there,
Mhm.
right? Um, so then it becomes telling stories, telling your story, telling my
Mhm.
story, telling Kelsey's story, telling whatever, right?
Mhm.
Of like, it's possible, no matter what boundaries you want to set for yourself,
Mhm.
what chaos you're going to choose, and what chaos you're going to say no to,
Oh, I love that.
right?
What chaos are you gonna choose? That's
Yeah.
beautiful right there.
Yeah, I want this to become famous someday, not for myself, but for like the revolution of this
Mhm.
whole thing, this movement. And that
Mhm.
is you choose your chaos before it
Mhm.
chooses you
Yeah.
because it's there. And and if you do not fill those, if you don't boundary those things that
Yeah.
says, hey, 4 o'clock is my no time, my yes time, right? Like no to this, yes to this.
Mhm.
If you're not setting your rules,
Yep.
someone else is.
That is so true. There's so many jobs out there where they will take full advantage of that. And I think, yeah, you and I were still working, or you were still there when I was working at Summit Title.
Yep.
And they were just like that. They were taking my time. They wouldn't, even when we were clocked out, we still had to answer our phones. We still had to answer that email. We still had to do this. And I'm like, do you not understand I'm a person? Like I want to go live my life. I don't want to be here all the time. And it was something that I wish I could go back and tell me then, like, girl, it's not worth it. For one, that place is closed down. They're not even there anymore. So it's not even worth it because you're not going to stay there. You're going to go do something else, you know? And if a
Yeah.
let's say a woman comes to you and she's just living fully in that chaos and maybe she is being abused by her boss or just, you're seeing them ultimate chaos. Like I'm almost seeing like this woman with like crazy hair coming to you like, "Help me." What would you do? Like you were talking about brain dumping
Mhm.
earlier.
Yep. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Write it out.
Mhm.
First, you have to transfer it into something physical. So when you
Mhm.
write it down, now you can move it around.
Yeah.
Now you can burn it. Now you can decide what it is you're looking at, right? Now it's words on paper
Mhm.
and it's less chaos, it's less emotion. It is what it is. It's words on paper.
Mhm.
So yeah, when we can brain dump, when we can like bleh, just be done with it,
Mhm.
right? Now it's in front of us. Now we can do something with it.
I love that. It is what it is. Let's just pause on that for a second. It is what it is. When you get it out on paper, you realize it's not big, it's
Yeah.
small. You
Yeah.
know, I remember somebody telling me that when I was pregnant, they're like, because of your hormones, everything's bigger. When really, it's this big in reality, because I was like, of course, freaking out about every little thing. And they're like, it's just, it's this big. And now that I've had Everly, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's only that big. It wasn't this big.
I like to be that friend that does that.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple friends who are pregnant right now. And I this is like my motto and my Shayna advice. And that is no matter what you think you know, you
Mhm.
don't,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But the Shayna advice is they only need blankets and boobies.
True story. And diapers. Blankets, boobies, diapers. That's all they do. Eat, poop, sleep. Eat,
Yeah,
poop. I wish
that's
somebody would have
all
told me
they
that.
need. Like they don't need the bouncer. They don't need everything in pink. They don't need like they need you
Mhm.
and they need comfort.
Yep.
That's like it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my tagline is like they only need blankets and boobies. And I make the men around me blush when I say it, but it is what it is,
It's true
right?
though.
That's all it is.
Mhm. I lo- that is like I really wish somebody would have told me that because I had to have everything like for Everly, and I feel like I created that chaos because I had to have the swing and I had to have the cradle and I had to have this, and that girl slept in my bed in a little bassinet for the first 4 months of her life, and she didn't even go in the swing because she was too tiny. And so I was like, why did I have to get all these things when
Mhm.
really, like, and she usually liked just being wrapped up. I had like one of those carriers,
Yep.
and I think like hearing that for young moms or moms in particular would help so much just to understand, like, hey, it's not that big. It
Right.
really isn't.
It really isn't. And yet chaos can swirl it around
Mm-hmm.
and make it look big, right? Like you were talking about your hormones,
Oh, yeah.
right? And that's like a physiological thing, right?
Yeah.
Not worldly or the chaos around you kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
thing. But but in general, yes, we need to take it down that notch and we get to decide.
Hmm. We really do. That's like the power of your mind. You really do. You get
Mhm.
to decide. When did you come about on this chaos taming? So when did it like really occur to you that you're like, whoa, this is a thing. This is
Right. Like, because going from the connection queen
yeah.
to chaos taming motivational coach,
Uh-huh.
I do both of those things.
Mhm.
And yet the word chaos, and just in the last year, really, like coming back fully into my business, um, wow. Like it hit me one day. I was like, wait a second, chaos. That's what needs to be highlighted,
Mhm.
underscored, crossed out, bolded, like thrown away or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing that we're all dealing with
Mhm.
is chaos. And
Mhm.
so if we can tame it, we can do anything.
Mhm. That's so cool. That's like almost like saying, "Hey, you're in charge. You are in charge." Their girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever's listening to this right now, you are in charge. Okay.
Yeah. But ultimately, like the devil is chaos,
Mhm.
right? And so when you say mm-mm,
Mhm.
right, to
Mhm.
that version of chaos, and you get to choose your own,
Mhm.
like sacred chaos, right? Like spaghetti night, because husband's version of choosing chaos is not spaghetti night. It is my version of choosing chaos. I love spaghetti night.
So does my daughter. It's her favorite night.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
And it's my dog's favorite night too. Like,
Mhm. Oh yeah, Elliot loves spaghetti.
yes, yes. But when we say no to the chaos, the
Mhm.
devil chaos,
Yeah.
right? We can say yes to the good chaos, to the
Yeah.
wholesome chaos.
Choose your chaos. Just
Yes.
choose the spaghetti chaos over the this big chaos,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Choose the beautiful chaos.
Mhm. There's so much beauty out there. If a woman comes to you and she's just like, I don't see it, it's just let's take Arizona for example. We can take my own experience if you'd like, but I came here and I was pregnant and I was like, this place is ugly. And I came to you at that point in time and I was like, it's so ugly. I don't want to do this. And I just have tears coming down my face and all this stuff. What would you tell me?
Mm, I would tell you. So initially, my thought and reaction is that you're here now,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And something in you chose it.
Yeah.
So make it happen, right? Just like just like spaghetti night, like lather it on, like like here's a side example, okay?
Hmm.
Same but different. In a few weeks, I get to go across somewhere in the Bighorns,
Ooh.
somewhere in Wyoming. I get to follow my husband, who's a logger,
Ooh.
to his job site in July. And at first, it's all this I'm losing this,
Hmm.
whatever those things are, right? Like things are changing. I'm losing my she shed, right? Like the use of my she shed, it's still mine, but
Yeah.
it'll be in a different state, right? And so like what can I do to embrace that,
Yeah.
right? And to make it mine.
Hmm.
A few months ago, a friend of mine called me a part-time RVer because we occasionally do this for my husband's job,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, now
I
that's
love.
a title I should probably take on, right? So that I can embrace it.
Mhm.
And even last year, we set up and we spent 2 months, an hour and a half away from home so that my husband wouldn't have a commute. And we stayed in the camper and did the thing, right?
Yeah.
And we were setting it up and tying it off here and doing the thing over there and putting the grill here.
Mhm.
And my husband looked at me, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was just in like this huge gratitude moment
Mhm.
of I get to do this like from anywhere?
Mhm.
Like really, God? Like you really? Like in the middle of nowhere with some solar panels and some satellite internet? Like okay. I was just in this like this is home. This is
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Right? And yet we have to we train ourselves to choose those things. Choose gratitude.
Mhm.
Choose that chaos. And it could go back even to like, what is your why? Like,
Yeah.
why do you do what you do?
Mhm.
And so many moms, here's a soapbox for you, so hold on. But so many moms are like, well, my kids are my why.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, okay, yeah, 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 right? Like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah, like finish that sentence.
Uh-huh.
And and so like why chaos taming? Why this thing, right? It's to save women from kind of the perils of chaos in the first place,
Mhm.
right? Like when we have a world full of people that are choosing the wrong kind of chaos,
Mhm.
right? We don't have a healed world.
Mhm.
We don't have a kind world.
Mhm.
We have a in survival mode. It's all about me, like all that blocked offness, if I can call it that, versus, hey, I'm choosing that, right? Like that opens
Yeah.
up just these beautiful opportunities. And it's the same circumstances, it's the same human, it's the same, like, what has changed?
Yeah. Your mind. Your
Mm,
mind is powerful.
yeah.
Super powerful. I love that you are part-time RV. As somebody who lives in an RV, it's actually not that bad. And again, you don't need much. Like you just the bare minimums, which is what's beautiful about it. But I love that you took something that I've seen and I made negative at first also because I was like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" You know? Even though this is what I chose, this is what I wanted for many, many, many reasons. Um because it's what was best for our family too. But you know, at that moment, had I talked to you, maybe I would have not been in so much chaos. I would have been like, hey, this is actually beautiful. Because you're right. We can do this anywhere. You know, I have clients in Canada, Ireland, wherever, Spain. I just met that one the other day. And right,
Love it. Welcome.
right, the internet is a powerful tool and we can connect. And I mean, you being the connection queen for one, should know like you can connect anywhere. And I just, you know, I love that. And you
Yes.
even created your own circle of women,
Hmm.
which is so cool. Talk to
Yeah.
us a little bit about that.
So we have, as women, like, we still need a village, we still need community,
Yes.
right? No matter if we're part time RVing or working 9 to 5, hustling, working for corporate, doing your own thing, whatever it is, we still need people,
Yep.
right? And so I created this map, and it's a series of journal prompts that
Hmm.
helps you like fill in that circle, right? To learn the things that you want to learn, to be the person you want to be,
Hmm.
because what you see is already something you can possess,
Yeah.
right? And so if you see, oh, I really like the way she works with her kids, or I really like how she's making that work over here as an RVer, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then especially if you layer on, I really wish I could do it that way too,
Hmm.
right? The answer is you have it inside of you
Hmm.
because you can see it, which means you can possess it,
Yes.
right? Like it's that whole idea of bad parents don't know they're bad parents.
Yeah.
Like, can we just stop there, right? And because that's kind of, we're talking about some parenting stuff, but really like any of those little things that you're wanting to grow in yourself,
Hmm.
it is within your reach,
Yeah.
within your circle. And
Hmm.
so when we create our own sisterhoods, we have that little circle that's cheering us on, pushing us forward, doing the thing next to you, um, and helping you grow. And so I have this free map, and I'll share it with you guys all, and
Yes.
I'll send you the link. It'll be great.
I appreciate that. Yes, I agree. We do need sisterhood. We need, it takes a village to raise a kid. And I'm watching as those villages like disappear because I remember being at my grandma's every single weekend. And now I'm like, where's I have Everly 24/7. Not that I'm ready to like let her go. I don't know if I'm ready for that. But I just think about that, like how that village and that connection is leaving. But I love that you're like, no, let's bring it back together. Let's keep it together because that's the way it should be. And I
Yes.
do think in the future, like eventually, with enough healing and stuff, like we will get to a place where we have that connection again and we have those circles and everybody has a soul family and a soul purpose. And just, God wouldn't give you those dreams without a reason. He's not going to just put something in your head and say, okay, good luck. He put it there because you were capable of doing that. So
And
absolutely.
yet, and yet as humans, we still need community,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so when I was kind of in the throes of motherhood and also grief, I
Mm-hmm.
knew I was ready to kind of reestablish, and yet I needed it to be a soft place.
Yeah.
And so I opened a sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
We meet every week
Mm-hmm.
and we share a short lesson and then we talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
how does it apply in my business versus your 9 to 5 versus eh, whatever it might be, right? You as an artist with kids in high school, I mean, there's everybody in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and actually earlier you had asked me, like, hey, why women, right? Um, but women have this really cool ability to nurture each other,
Mm-hmm.
right?
We're just natural mothers.
Yes, yes. And so if I were to, so for me, women, it's all women. It's
Mm-hmm.
not new moms. It's not retirees. It's everybody,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, because we can all help each other, different ages, different stages, to where, hey, I'm going through this thing in my business. Oh, yeah, been there, done that. Hey, I'm going through this thing with my graduated kids. Oh, have you tried this thing I try with my toddler? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
everything, all these dots connect. And we can't do that when we pigeonhole ourselves
Mm-hmm.
maybe too deep, if I can dare say that.
And we do tend to do that. When I know from experience, when we're postpartum, like we think we just put ourselves in that hole. It's so easy. And one of the things that I do, and I have a lot of moms on here that are postpartum and they're working through that, is I do womb healing. And I feel like that mother connection is something that is super important. So I love that you're like, hey, like you teaching me, you do this with your daughter. I'm like, oh, I'm going to start doing that with Everly because that is such a cool idea. Like we can do that on Saturdays and Sundays or Mondays because I take those days off, and we
Mhm.
can sit down and we can have an hour where we just, not me working, but as a craft thing because that's something I want her to start doing more of. So, but like I said, she's so chaotic that I'm like, I don't know. But it does take time. And I like that with the chaos too. I think it takes time.
Yes. Yep. And we get to choose.
Mhm.
So I had a friend and mentor suggest something to me for as a modality, and I was like, nope, not choosing that chaos.
Yeah,
Like there was something about it that created something in me that I'm like, nope, not that chaos.
that's so
Great,
true.
great idea, great everything, but nope.
Mhm. Just because somebody tells you to do it doesn't mean you have to do it. It's like if you're gonna if they jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump with them? Although if my mom asked me, I would always tell her yes because I just liked being
You
sarcastic to
just
her.
gotta
But
push it.
of course I would, mom. No, I would not jump off that bridge. Tell me your Katie story. We were talking about it earlier, how you helped her, and she was a very successful story of yours.
Yes, Kelsey.
Or Kelsey, thank you.
It took me a second. I was like, oh yeah, okay, it'll work. We can change the name. It's
I
fine.
don't even know Katie.
So what I did with her was not only chaos taming, but I also call this calendar conquering.
Hmm.
And she is a financial advisor. And so she has all these corporate kind of stipulations and like goals to meet and all the things, right? And yet her biggest frustration was, okay, how do I do all of this and still be a mom to my 4 kids
Mhm.
and a wife and a military wife? So she had some
Ooh,
other thing, like, right, an extra
yeah.
layer or two of that. And I think he was in the has been in for like 20 years or something
Oh,
like that.
wow. So
It was,
military.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, big time. And her kids were all in school and it was her new career and it was amazing. And she was getting to this point of like cycling through this burnout of I'd almost say like layering on some mom guilt.
Mhm.
And so her big thing was Thursday lunch with mom at the
Mm.
elementary school. And she said, I've missed every single one this year. And we had started working together in January,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And she's like, I've missed every single one this year. Like something's got to give,
Mhm.
right? And so we sit down and we just pour over our calendars. We brain dump, right?
Mm.
We kind of opened with that thought.
Yep.
And we just lay it all out in front of us and we pick up the pieces. We say, okay, what's going to fit, what's not. But this one thing is definitely going to fit Thursday lunch with mom, right?
Important.
And the other big kind of hurdle or parameter that we had to meet is she needed 12 to 15 client appointments.
Mhm.
And so we put the space in there. We said, okay, Monday mornings, Tuesday afternoons, all day Wednesday, whatever it was,
Yeah.
right? But not Thursday at lunch.
Yep.
Thursday at lunch, no matter what it was, whether it was getting her nails done, whatever, but it
Mhm.
was that kid's school lunch. So she never missed it because it was never an option on her calendar.
Yeah. She blocked it.
Right?
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a year and a half since
Mhm.
we've done that. And she's purchased her own branch
Oh,
and like a woman in a male dominated
yeah.
industry,
That's pretty
which I mean,
cool.
we met in Wyoming. That whole thing is male dominated.
Yep.
Um,
Wyoming's
but
gonna sponsor us now. Just-
right. Oh, I'll be a part-time resident here soon. They can pick it up with me there. Um, but wow, like we were able to, she decided,
Yeah.
right? And then she took a coach on that said, that's possible. You can have your cake and eat it too, right? Like it can be on your calendar and you can show up for the thing,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And that was a moving target thing, right? Because yeah, it was Thursdays, but it wasn't every first Thursday. It wasn't something that was super easy to plan around. So we just planned for it.
Yep.
So,
You just made the room. I
so
think
there's
that's
your mini calendar conquering for you.
I love that. And it's so true. When we are in a male world, you and I both have worked that male world. I mean, between Summit and the Hilton and just everywhere else.
Mhm.
It's so easy that you just to get into that routine. Even the hustle. I tell my clients all the time, why are you hustling? If you have a strategy for something, I'm going to take your strategy away. I'm going to take it away right now because that is the chaos I see in my clients. I'm taking your strategy away and I'm going to throw it away because you just flow, just be you. But I love that you're like, take this time right
Yep.
here. And
Yep.
that's something I think us women, we don't. We don't think about it.
Well, and in a male dominated industry or world,
Mhm.
whatever, um,
Whatever.
whatever.
I think women are kind of rising though right now. Like we're coming
Oh,
up.
that's why I said whatever. Like, we know who's in charge. It's all good.
Right?
Uh,
We turn the neck. Just saying.
right. Yes. But men have this word and it's consistency
Hmm.
or strategy,
Yeah.
right? When really women are cycling
Hmm.
and we
We
are
move
we
so
are
fast.
rhythmic.
Yes. We have cycles. And you were talking about that earlier too, about how you've been working with your cycle. I'm interested. Tell me about that because it's so, and I'm sorry for the men listening, but Listen, you can work with your cycles too. Don't tell me you don't have them because you do. I
Yes.
know
If
one of
you ever
my
go to
male
your house,
clients will be watching this and he'll be like, "Yep, yep."
yes,
He does.
yes. Even if it's just a moon cycle, right? Like
Yeah.
the working retail on a full moon is not
Mhm,
something you should choose. Like it's
mhm.
just a thing.
Or nurses.
Um, but so I am not an expert.
Mhm,
Okay. I have not even taken any of the cycle courses
mhm.
or anything that's out there, which is rising. Like it's a thing, right?
Yeah,
Um, but I know for me personally, there are dips in my confidence. And there are times where I have this huge burst of energy.
yeah.
There's times where I'm more creative,
Mhm,
right? And so the one that I'm working with right now is my dip in confidence.
mhm,
Like that to me, it's placed at a time in your cycle
mhm.
where you're a little more vulnerable,
Yeah.
right? And I know I'm not alone, right?
Mhm.
Like if you say you don't have it, well, good for you. Like
Right.
I mean, what's your secret,
Nice.
right? Like whatever. It's fine. Like you have it, but you don't, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But if you're feeling that, it also kind of coincides with a burnout cycle,
Yeah.
or right? Because men are flatline,
Mhm,
right? They're consistent.
mhm.
Women are not.
We
Whatever.
really are. I mean, we just
Yeah,
it's the truth. Yeah.
right. Yeah. And so looking at this one place in my cycle, I know that other women experience this. And it
Mhm,
comes in the form of, I can't do this anymore, right? Like this whole, the
mhm.
burnout kind of
Yeah.
dip.
Oh, yeah. Been there, done that. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I still do. Like
Yeah.
there are things I don't schedule
Yep.
during that time. Like
Mhm,
I can look through my weeks and be like, oh, okay, gotta shift that, gotta move that.
mhm,
Um, and it's actually, it even kind of is only a couple of days,
mhm,
but it's a big thing, right? It's a hurdle
mhm,
that I'm not going to choose, so I'm not going to push through it
mhm.
and cause burnout. I'm going to let that flow.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
You're
I'm
choosing
like I said, I'm no expert, but it's a thing I'm learning. And when I talk about chaos and burnout, we can pinpoint it and we can go from there. I just don't go down the learning side of the
yeah.
cycles.
It's a
Maybe,
lot.
yeah.
A lot
Oh
to
my gosh.
it is.
There's so much.
Right? But it sounds like you're listening to your body though, and you're not pushing yourself. And that is one thing that I warn a lot of my clients is burnout is a real thing, you know. I tell them spiritual burnout is a real thing. Work burnout is a real thing. Mom burnout is a real thing. Like it's real. It's out there. And that's a chaos thing. Like that's that brings us back to that whole chaos. And I
Mhm.
love that. How would you suggest like a woman going with her cycles to avoid that burnout, or is there something that you're like, hey, you can do this also to avoid the burnout?
Yeah. So in some ways, I stumbled upon it.
Ooh,
Um,
that.
yeah. So a few years ago, a previous coach of mine had suggested that I roll everything every other week. So I have a week that I work with clients and a week that I don't.
Ooh,
And then a week that I work with them and a week that I don't.
hmm.
Okay. So
Okay.
I mark my calendar A weeks and B weeks.
Okay.
Okay. I hadn't done that in over a year. And then last year, probably 10 months ago, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe, just maybe, the on weeks and off weeks align with my cycle and I didn't even know it, but it worked. Like I was just like, wow. And actually when she had suggested that for me, coming from laundry contract sales,
Hmm.
it was a 4-week rotation. So on our calendars, we wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It didn't matter what day of the month or whatever, it was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
And so when she suggested every other week, I was like, A weeks and B weeks, I can do that.
Right.
Right. And so then there were weeks I worked on my business
Mhm.
versus in my business.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. That's different. Okay.
Right.
And it
And
does. It takes you from that fight or flight also, because I could feel my nervous system almost like, but that's a good thing though, when we're like, maybe that's something, I like that.
yeah. And so when I work with my clients, I promise them every other week sessions, not weekly.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do every 3 weeks. You can only schedule me every 3 weeks. I'm not gonna see you before that. So
Yep. But there's something, depending on how long your cycle is,
yeah.
might hit on the wrong
Um,
time. And I guess for me, working with clients, it's not a confidence thing with me that I have to worry about. So it's the working on my business
mhm,
week that if I'm having a confidence issue, that's
mhm.
not the week to be working on my business,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, people can read that. People can tell when you're not confident. They're like, that person has no idea what they're doing. How do
Right, right. And because you're having that moment or that
yeah.
couple days, for me, it's just that couple days where I'm like, "No, not doing it. Sorry."
I love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um, let's see. What is like the most impossible thing that you've noticed in the chaos taming?
The most impossible?
Yeah, like if let's say somebody comes with you and you're just like, I don't know how to get through this, but then you stop for a minute, you're like, okay,
Oh man.
stump her with the hard ones.
A fair question. No, I'm kidding. Oh, really, you need to be open
Hmm.
to reframing something,
Ooh, yeah.
right? Like you did for Arizona,
Hmm.
right? You're like, okay, yeah, it's ugly, but I can also find beauty,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, and so mm, I like to ask kind of just like, why?
Hmm.
Why? Okay, but why?
Hmm.
How? Why? Why? Right? And so
Someone's
we
like,
can just
what?
kind of
Oh,
like,
wow.
right. So we can just kind of like dig through those layers and be like, oh, there it is. No big deal. Now we know why.
Hmm.
Right? Now we can maybe shed some layers or what have you. Um, I'm a challenger. So, but also I want to be gentle
Hmm.
because it's not about me and it's not about like what I can do or what I can sell you or
Hmm.
whatever it is, right? It's you and your transformation.
Yeah.
And so when I can just ask some just regular old questions,
Hmm.
you can find your own answers.
Hmm. That's so true.
Hmm.
You can, and that's almost like you're pulling their intuition back out. You know,
Right.
I work a lot with unlocking people's intuition, and you're almost helping these women say, "Hey, here's your intuition. You know the answer. It's already in you. You
Mhm.
just need to remember who you are." Sounds like you're doing some inner child healing too. I love it.
Oh man, you know, um, so my first child was stillborn,
Hmm.
and that tore me up.
Hmm. I remember. Yeah.
And yeah, and I tried everything.
Hmm.
Like, I'm like, all right, what do you got? All the stuff. And
Hmm.
like, I'd done all the like self-help and the growth and the strategy and the all of that. And it definitely helped me. And it kept me open to there being more than like it helped me zoom out
Yeah.
with them, right?
Hmm.
Um, and honestly, I tried a little bit of my testimony, like I tried everything but God.
Mm-hmm.
And because I thought he had left me.
Well, yeah.
And there's just so many beautiful things
Mm-hmm.
that were still there,
Yeah.
right? And like I get to choose gratitude
Mm-hmm.
every day. I can choose other things,
Yeah.
right? But we are such powerful, powerful beings.
Mm-hmm.
And God wants us to recognize that power
Yeah.
because he gave it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't want us to be weak and small.
Yeah.
And that's a really it's a really cool place to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also scary too. Like
Oh, yeah.
being big and strong is scary too. Like
It
every place is scary.
is. Right?
But but we get to choose.
Yes, we do. That's so true. And I think back to my own story with my daughter, and I had to make a quick decision. It was at first they told me it was me or her when we were in the delivery room, and I was like, "What do you mean me or her?" And they're like, "She's not coming out." So, and I just looked at them, and they're like, and finally, I had somebody go, C-section, and I went, if that's what saves us both, then yes, get her the F out of me, but get her out safely, And I don't think I love natural birth. I wish that had gone that way, but first of all, her head was like this big. Okay, that baby was 8 pound 10 ounces. She was not coming out naturally. She was, know. And every time they put me back, she'd kick me, and I would puke all over the doctor, and it was just all these things. But I remember in the room next to me, there was a mom, and that mom wouldn't choose. And those screams to this day, like, they still haunt my dreams because I could just hear the pain. So, girl, I feel you. Like, it's not something I wish on any mom at all. But you do get to choose. You get to choose every single day. I got to choose that I'm moving. You get to choose that you're going to be a part-time RVer. You can tell your
Right.
husband, "Hey, F you. I'm going to stay here. You go work by yourself." But you're like,
Yeah.
"No, I want to keep my family together." So, and I love that. Plus, you get to go see some cool parts of Wyoming in the
Yeah.
hottest times, too.
So so like most wives would be like, okay, what camping resort are we gonna be in? Right?
Yeah. Oh, no,
My
not you. I already know.
no, I'm like, we're gonna be in the woods, right? Like we're
Right?
gonna be like way in there, right? Okay, good.
Say hi to Winnie the Pooh for me.
Right. I will tell him that.
Hi, Pooh Bear. There was actually a bear every single time we'd go camping that he would find our campsite. Every year. I kid you not. And we're like, it's got to be the same bear. He shows up, he just snips through everything, and then he leaves every single year. And it's the funniest story. And then there's a really funny story, but I can't say it online. I'll tell you later. How we scared him off one time on accident. But it just the wilderness is so beautiful, and
Mhm.
it's not dangerous. You said a moment about how things can be so scary, but even like a bear coming through a campsite, it it could be scary. I mean, if we had all ran at the bear had ran at us, it would be scary. But we
Right.
all just kind of stood there and we're like, just let him go through. And he did. He just doo, 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 right on through. Got whatever trash he wanted, and then he left. He was like, okay, bye. And I remember a moment where I was just laying there thinking it was scary. Everything. There's moments in our lives that are always scary. I'm about to do something really scary. You're about to do something really scary. We're about, I know, right? I got chills just talking about it. We're about to really step outside of our own walls, and that's beautiful. And I think you've gotten there because you kind of worked on that chaos taming. You
Yeah.
know, you're gonna do some amazing things. I love it.
So are you, friend.
Thank you. We did. Oh, I didn't even get to say that in the first recording. It was really cool because when Shayna and I said goodbye in Wyoming, she looked at me and she said, "We're gonna do some really big things." And I thought, "Oh, nah." Here we are today. You
Yeah,
know, I love it.
yep. It's funny. I don't remember saying that. It's like I said that. Like I'm not denying it. I'm like, yeah, I totally said that, but I don't remember saying it. But it's so true. Like
Mhm,
we're gonna do amazing things.
mhm.
And for those listening, we're gonna do
Yes,
amazing things.
yes, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone listening is going to do. I mean, you wouldn't find, you guys know how it works. You wouldn't find my videos if you weren't meant to hear the messages and you weren't meant to do big, amazing things. That's who I draw in. I draw in the people that are here to heal and they're ready to do the big things. And it's really cool. It's really cool to see. And it's really cool to watch your transformation and watch you grow and jump through those hurdles and tame the chaos and all that stuff and become a mom at the same time. I think that's really cool that we just became a mom at the same time.
Yes. Yeah, we had some really cool like quantum leaps in there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So I'm gonna turn the tables on you.
Oh, geez.
I'll ask this kind of maybe closing question,
Okay.
and that is, what are you doing to take care of yourself?
I love that. It's actually really funny because recently I found out I have two bulging discs in my lower back.
Okay.
And so before I was burning myself out with working out every single morning. At 4:30 in the morning, I would wake up and I would go work out, and now I can't. And I thought that that meant I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't do anything for myself. I had to sit on the couch, which, by the way, do not sit if you have bulging discs. That's actually bad for it. You're supposed to stand. So I've rearranged it. So pretty much now I go work on the elliptical or I go for a walk outside before it gets too hot here. If you live in Arizona, you know. You have this short little window.
4:35 a.m. That's about all you got.
Meditate, journal. I've gotten back into all of that journaling. Recently I was just at my uncle's house, which is my favorite. So where you're a part-time RVer, I'm a part-time houser. I go to his house and I use his bathtub and we go swimming in his pool.
Mhm.
And those are just a few things that I've started doing for myself again. And playing the guitar, that's my favorite. So I'm playing that music. But I love that you asked that question because it's so true. I am guilty. And obviously my body said, hey, you're doing too much. Mm-mm, you're not taking care of yourself. So
But you're still capable of it. I
yes.
love how you recognize that even though
Hmm.
you at first you were like, well, then I can't do anything,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I was so mad at myself.
Yeah. I mean the kind of the same thing of like going to Wyoming and work camping. I'm like, then I can't do anything, right? But when you shift yourself
Hmm.
and you say, oh, yeah, but
Hmm.
that's the magic.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you for asking that question. So,
Yeah.
Shayna, I want to honor your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with everybody? And then, of course, please let us know how we can get a hold of you. Of course, I'll put all the details in the description below. But please, please share.
Yes. Um, ShainaHargens.com. We'll
Hmm.
start there. Keep it easy. My sisterhood is ISO Prosperity Sisterhood, and that's ISOprosperity.com.
Hmm.
And I share all my thoughts and insights and free links or what have you on my blog.
Hmm.
I love coming and sharing knowledge and answering questions that maybe your clients have
Hmm.
or however that trickles down. My biggest thing is that this this conversation needs to be had,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And if I get to be one of the people that has that conversation
Hmm.
to kind of just lift that vibration, right?
Mhm.
Of what chaos is being chosen so that we can all have better days and better weeks and all that, right? Fulfillment and joy and gratitude and all those beautiful things. And I just am very grateful for this opportunity. So, thank you.
Thank you for coming on here. I appreciate it so much. And you guys, that is so true. You are not alone. So please don't think you have to take this alone. There's always, always somebody out there, somebody somewhere that is willing to help you, take you on, talk to you. Please, as soon as you say, I am open, the universe will send them. God always finds a way. Always.
Oh,
Look at what he did with you and I. He's like,
here
you
we
guys
are.
you guys can move apart, but you're still gonna come back together. So
Mhm.
I love that. Thank you so much, Shaina, for being on here. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys very, very much. And I will see you guys in my next video or episode. Bye, guys.